What do you say? I'll film your band and edit next day, upload and wear away, share it the next day. Half the world away, I've been lost, I've been found, where she be's in town.
Yeah.
Right. Hi guys, welcome. It's Bushy here with Mr. Sharkey.
Hi.
So if you've seen my channel, you would have seen him previously last year. I caught him at the number 39, I think.
Yeah, number 39 or 38.
Yeah. 41A outside.
Yeah, that was good.
So he's here, another one of my channel sponsors at the Drmmers Arms in Blackburn, and he's performing your new latest album.
Yes. It's called the Troubadour.
The Troubadour.
The idea is basically I'm a troubadour and I'm trying to troll people with my songs.
Yes.
So it's like an internet thing, but in real life.
Yeah.
That's why I'm using a bass that I can run with, basically.
Yeah. I noticed that when I picked up when I came in. No double bass today.
Yeah. So it's a bass that leaves my legs free and I can just get out of a pub. If it gets a bit rowdy, I can go sing my songs.
Yeah, it can escape.
And then get out there. But the idea of the whole album is just literally, we had an election, no one won, and then we spent £1 billion. We found out who won.
Yeah.
You know, and I figured the election's still on. Basically, I'm still campaigning.
You're still campaigning.
So the idea is just go and just keep sticking it to people.
Yeah, this is the only way we can.
Music and jokes are the best way of communicating any truth.
Yeah.
So the idea is to go and play it to people. I can play up here, up north. I can play to every room will agree with me politically. And I need to, I still need to go into places where they won't.
What's it like down south?
It's harder. It's harder to. I think people down south have got too much stuff. So there's when you say there's live music on, people go, yeah, great. There's also a TV and skyboxes and all that. Just bloody everything. Whereas up here, it's still appreciated that there's people going around like Joe Solo and Ash Mandrake and all that, going around still playing songs. And it's appriorated.
Yeah, it's still bringing in the crowds.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a very socialist attitude anyway.
Yeah.
So it's hard to bring, basically I've got to go into Wetherspoons and sing my songs there.
Yeah.
Or wherever the Daily Mail sold the most, Waitrose. I don't know. And make that happen. So I'm trying my best to go into new places. And sing songs.
You think you'll play the Spoon song in Wetherspoons?
They haven't got a PRS license, but I've now put that song onto PRS.
Yeah.
So the idea is maybe go play it in there, and then tell PRS that I've played it in there.
Yeah.
And then PRS will say, well, they haven't got a license, and then fine them £5,000. Maybe.
Maybe we should do the music video of Wetherspoons and you singing it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. I've never been to Blackburn, so I don't know where the Spoons is here.
There is one in town somewhere.
There is a
and then we'll get cracking.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. So the Spoon song. Yeah, we need to go do that.
Yeah.
I haven't got time today. I've got to run off and go down to London straight after this.
Well, no worries. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah. We'll do it then.
Playing the 39 night soon.
Just played 39. No, didn't just play. I played Pack at the Forts. Playing 39 again in May. So 6 months.
6 months. So you'll have a new album again then?
New album again.
So that'll be the launch of it.
That's called Thoughts and Prayers. That one. I've already started writing. It's all about the stupidness of thoughts and prayers.
And well wishes and likes. So we're going to wrap this up. We're going to catch him actually filming, singing, doing his stuff. So hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Peace out.
This is the Drmmers Arms in Blackburn. Yes! And thank fuck it's not a Wetherspoons. This place is where the people are cool, right? Knee deep in culture and not cruel, right? I know the beer is cheaper in a Wetherspoons. You pay what you get. And I know you can watch the football in a Wetherspoons.
dance and share and sing some tunes. But if you want to be treated like a right-wing goon, you can always go to Weatherspoons. You can always go to Weatherspoons. If you shine a UV light around the Weatherspoons, and you will find hidden bits of Margaret Thatcher all around the room. Around each picture, there's a little puddle of Tim Martin's goo. For those of you that don't know, Tim Martin is the boss of Weatherspoons. And he hates you. He does. He thinks you're an idiot. He thinks that just because you're drunk, you'll believe whatever he brings on a beer mat. And if the drummer's arms did that, you'd think James is a prick, wouldn't you? Just saying.
There you are.
There's, up here it seems to be advertising for spoons. People just go, oh, we'll just go to spoons after that. It's cheaper. Damn it. It's one of those things. It was you. Okay, so I've just got to crack on. I've got to go down to London straight after this. Why? See, it's a good reason, which is my dad's in the country and I haven't seen him for like 5 years or something like that. And he's here for about 24 hours or 48 hours.
He didn't come to see you in Blackburn?
I turned 40 on Thursday.
He's from Canada.
And yeah, he's
come and book you long way to meet me in London.
Yeah, you know, and it turns out, yeah, he's got like 2 days here. I only just found out about it. I'm like, oh, well, I'm in Blackburn, so there we go. And he didn't make the effort to come up here, so I've got to go to that London and pay £6 a pint. Yeah. No. The same reason why I'll happily pay £6 a pint in an independent place, in the same way that I'll happily buy a Hoover off of anyone that isn't Dyson at the moment. Just saying. Right, so
Finding a Hoover.
finding a Hoover. Can you find a Hoover these days?
A new one?
Yeah.
A new one? Is there one?
No?
Yeah, but it sucks.
I haven't even got a house. I haven't even got a house, so I don't need a Hoover anyway. That's just the way it is.
Cheesy jokes.
I live on the road. I don't have a carpet. Why would I?
Right, I live in a car, I don't live on the road.
Yeah.
In a box.
Yeah, well, no, sometimes. That central reservation. That's all for me. You actually have to reserve it. Right. So I'll sing a song about the population crisis next. That'll be fun, won't it? Yeah. I was in Sheffield the other night playing this to nobody, and the irony was just fucking brilliant. This is called The Power of Fuck, because there are too many songs in the world called The Power of Love. Oh. You Facebook Live in this? 200 years ago, in 1800, the human population of planet Earth was 1 billion people. Ooh. In 1927, the human population of planet Earth rose to 2 billion people. Ooh. In 1959, 3 billion people. In 1974, 4 billion people. In 1987, 5 billion people. In 1999, 6 billion people. In 2011, the human population of planet Earth rose to 7 billion people. Ooh. And from those facts and figures, we can introduce one simple and exceedingly sexy thing. Somebody's been a fucking, Somebody's been a fucking. Now there's people everywhere. It's human nature, sexy behavior. Pop, pop, here comes another one. All the men and ladies are making loads of babies. It's where every single one of us comes from. It's where find the food to stuff into our faces. People on the left, fuck the people on the right. The people on the right, fuck the people on the left. The people in the middle get fucked in between. It's pretty clear to see. All of this will lead to 7 billion fuckers sitting on a wall. 7 billion fuckers sitting on a wall. And if 7 billion fuckers should fuck the fucking wall, we'll be fucked. Just saying. Hey, facts. Everybody's been a pumping all that carbon in the air. Everybody's been a dumping all that wars around here. We've got one planet and we're gonna fuck it up. Let's sort this out before it ends in tears. Now we're all connected, everyone's affected. Now we're driving, it's time to change gears. 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 Everybody's been a pumping. Oh, everybody's been a fucking. Now there's people everywhere. From Hopstar you can buy in here today. Alright, Barry?
I'm on a twat.
Alright, Barry? It's a bit weak, this one.
Can we have some hops and sugar, please?
Milk and sugar and that'd be nice. How you doing? It's Barry, by the way, from number 39. He's here. It's good to see him. Take care. First time in Blackburn. I've been here for about an hour, and I'll be here for about an hour more. Is it all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Come on, you can't give me a yes and a no. What's going on? It's all right though, isn't it? You're all right. Okay, good.
This place is.
This place is.
Have you seen the rest of it?
No. No, literally, I slept all the way until the sat nav told me I was here.
There's Wetherspoons.
There is no spoons. Oh, thank God for that. I've only got £5. And I need a 3-course meal and 6 pints. Right. I'm just trying to work out what to do next, because it's one of those rooms that I kind of want to give you like the full beans of the gig rather than sort of, because when I release an album I just basically play the new album quite a lot, and the new album is not as accessible on first listen. I'm a bit worried about it because it's called Troubadour. The idea is basically, do you know we had that election? Do you remember the election? Yeah. And and no one won the election, did they? And then we spent £1 billion and found out who won. Do you remember that bit? Yeah. And I figured, fuck, the election's still on, basically, if you ask me. There's going to be one pretty soon. Let's face it, we're all pretending it's going to be 5 years' time. It's not. And we've got to be ready. So I thought, what I need to do is sort of attack the right wing a little bit, as much as I can with song, because you know that songs absolutely work. Ask Bob Dylan. If there's a man who changed the world and brought peace to everyone, it didn't work. Fuck. That must be really galling for him. Anyway, this one will work. So I go around singing songs like "I'm sorry to hear you're a racist" and "Call that a master race," which is all about how bass players are better than Nazis. Just a fact like that. And I end up in some places where you meet, you go up to the bogs or whatever, and you're stood at the bucket or waiting for your time at the bucket, and then someone will come along and they're from EDL, whatever, all that bullshit, and they try and tell me all the problems with the Muslims. And I go back to my Muslim friends back in Southampton and I say, is it true that you want to kill me and change my way of life? And they say, no, we just want to wake up in the morning, have breakfast, go to work, have kids, go back to sleep again. That's pretty much it. That's all life is for everyone, isn't it? I say, yeah, you're absolutely right. And then I go back on tour, I sing the songs, and then I get the conversations again about what the problem with the Muslims is. And I realise the problem with the Muslims is the guy telling me what the problem with the Muslims is. So this is a song called "The Problem with the Muslims." Yeah, this might be ironic. It might be sarcastic, so watch yourselves. Here we go. The problem with the Muslims is they just don't integrate. says a man who only integrates down the pub. He says they're brainwashed zealots of a cult that worships hate, and he should know because he's made out of pure love. This is what we get when we give lonely, angry drunks the internet. The problem with the Muslims is they don't obey our laws, says a man who's chopping up cocaine in the box. And the way they treat their women makes him hate them even more, before he goes off and begs the barmaid to wank him off. This hypocrisy will be the end of you and me. The problem for the Muslims is they just can't fucking win if they choose to ignore or stand up and confront. This army made of imbeciles, alcoholics and angry dins, who are led by a bunch of rights royal anti-cunts. It's the opposite of cunt, because cunts are great things that give life, and they're not. Yeah, it's Blackburn. That time of the month. A few albums ago, it was after Brexit, and I was a little bit angry about Brexit. I voted Remain. That's, it doesn't matter how we voted. One thing we can all agree on is that whole campaign was shit. It was all bollocks. It was emotional twattery, basically. We all know that. And I came out of the woods 3 days after the result, just because I just ran away and ate whatever I could, which was Tories. And they're really easy to find where I come from, because they mark their fields with little blue placards. I don't know if they do that up here, but yeah, it's quite nice. Anyway, came out of the woods, and a couple of activist friends dropped out of a tree and pulled off their balaclavas and said, "Do you want Rupert Murdoch's home address in London, an address he's been keeping a secret for 40 years? Do you want that? And do you want to write some songs about it?" And I went, "Well, yeah, sounds great." So this is very much that. There's a child here. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. All right, move on.
Sorry. It's okay, that's cool.
We're all children.
I know. I hope so. So I wrote a whole album, which every song on the album contained Rupert Murdoch's home address in London on it, because I can. Basically, I have no record company. There's no legal people. I'm just sneaking this out, sort of to a few thousand people on postcards. I have postcards with me with his address on, if you want to. This is a song called "Dear Mr. Murdoch." I thought I'd write him a letter. Dear Mr. Murdoch, we appreciate you're busy. I hope you'll forgive me, but I just had to write this letter to you to tell you that we're through. We don't think it's good to have you hanging around in our lives. Just go and don't make a fuss. We'll be fine, don't worry about us. For 40 years or more you've been inside us, now we're sore. I mean, seriously, just look at us, our country's a wreck. Financially you've extorted us, psychologically you've tortured us. If you loved us, you tell us to get out of this mess. So we're climbing out of this hole, climbing out from under your control. Just go, believe. You can take some time off, now you're 85. The shimmering starlight twinkles in your eyes as you slowly realize every son must die. Believe. You spent a lot of money, you spent a lot of time keeping your London address out of sight. You wouldn't have to do that, you wouldn't have to hide if you'd taken the time to treat us alright, but you didn't. And this is what she gets: a bunch of songs laced with your address. For instance, in the penthouse in 26 St James's Place, London SW1A1NH, a man and a woman stand face to face. Wendy and Tony lovingly embrace. That's a little reference to his third wife, Wendy Deng, having an affair with Tony Blair, probably in that flat, but you wouldn't have heard about that because Tony Blair is actually the godfather of Rupert Murdoch and Wendy Deng's 2 children. Yours sincerely, Grant Sharkey. Fuck him. There's one thing we can all unite on in a divided country right now. Fuck Rupert Murdoch. There we go. Yeah, cheers.
Nothing is at me.
No, we send you in first. Sorry, you look braver than me. Plus, I have a feeling he's more your type. Yeah, I'm still young. I like perky breasts and stuff. You know.
Yeah, I'm young.
Are you what?
Yeah, 39.
39.
This is what Blackburn does to you.
What do you do for a job?
Job?
Oh, sorry. So anyway, if you want Rupert Murdoch's home address in London, just let me know. I can easily dispense it. It's obviously in my memory, but also, there's postcards with it on. You can write to him if you like. I know a few people who've sent various packages to him. There's one guy in Cardiff on a couple of tours ago who said, "Here, Grant, you know it's only illegal to send a human poo to someone twice." First time, absolute, you've got free reign basically because it's an honest mistake. You don't know that they don't like human poo. On the second time, that's considered harassment. Stupid laws. So anyway, there's been a few community bags I think sent to his house. So. It's fucking horrible, the idea of it. Right, let's move on to genitals. Yeah, okay.
They were a band, weren't they?
Sorry?
Genitals.
Well, no. Donald Trump tried to ban some people with different transitioning genitals from being in the army. So I thought, and then the gender pay gap thing happened with the BBC and stuff like that, and it sort of became a thing that we could eventually again talk about genitals in public and about how they define people's existence. Or not. Let's face it, genitals don't define people's existence. Maybe we should treat each other as equals. So I wrote a song called Genitals. It's got the most amazing bass line on it, which is like... Yeah, exactly. Maybe a bit more in time, that would help. Okay, I like what you did there. It's good. It's like you're playing sort of 12/8 over that. It was nice. Okay, I like that. I wrote that bass line and I wrote this song with it, and the song needs gusto and the bass line needs gusto, and I can never quite pull it off at the same time. So you've heard the bass line part. This is the lyrical part. Okay, it goes, clap your hands if you have genitals. Clap your hands for your vulva cock and balls. Clap your hands if you have full control of what goes on with your lovely genitals. Yeah. Can you feel the funk? Yeah. This funk is for your junk. Clap your hands if you have genitals. Clap your hands for your vulva cock and balls. Slap those folk who want to control your value to humanity based on your genitals. Yeah, 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 yeah. Feel free to join in. Yeah, 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 yeah. There's another thing, there's a joke there. Trump, T. Dumpty, sat on his wall. Trump, T. Dumpty was afraid of genitals. All of Trump's women and all of Trump's men couldn't kill babies if they were transgender. Clap your hands if you have genitals. Clap your hands for your vulva cock and balls. Slap those folk who want to control your value to humanity based on your genitals. Must make a note in the diary, Blackburn didn't clap.
Blackburn no balls.
But the weird thing is, clap your hands if you got genitals was the first line. And there was a few claps and then people went, well, I don't count. Is there just a thing in Blackburn where no one has genitals here?
Are you assuming our gender?
What do you mean? One kind of Duke, haven't you? You're looking for a Duke?
Wait a minute, are you judging us our genitals?
What? Fuck! I didn't realise I'd been gaslighted. Fuck, what the fuck is going on? It's just a safe space. What's going on?